I'm Stephen Colbert, and presenting on the topic of politics in Guatemala. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here in Guatemala today to speak of this amazing country. I've come in hopes of enlightening your day and sharing with you my vast experience on this nation and its dictatorship tendencies. Oh my God, what have I said? Sorry. I'm in Republic. I was actually visiting Venezuela after this. Now, every night on my show, The Colbert Report, I give people the truth of matters that are happening on the news and around the world. I give a half-hour lecture on America's greatness, and then the people who watch the show benefit from the new information. And I make a lot of money. It's a win-win situation. But I'm not here to talk about me today. Today is about the people of Guatemala, and the people of Guatemala celebrating me for giving this speech. So, I guess it is about me. Anyways, I've come to this country in hopes of shedding some light on people's beliefs of the government, and to lay any concerns. Because honestly, people, don't worry about it. Those politicians are definitely spending your money right now on very important things. Things like remodeling houses, useless construction projects, advertisements for Independence Day. You know, important stuff. And you can all be happy in knowing that you are directly funding all of this. Forget that Social Security or the immediate relief from natural disasters, or maybe even about the nutrition of 20% of the population. Instead, you guys have a $1 million campaign advertising the National Day of Independence. But good news, it worked. Awareness in the country has never been higher. And for that, I congratulate your government on their spectacular job. Now, I have a theory as to why so many people dissent against the government. Have you seen the newspapers in this country? Dead people on the front cover every day. I'm no expert on emotions and people being happy, but that can't be helpful. If you want the government to become better and for less people to rally against it, then just stop aggravating it in the media. I mean, of course people are going to be angry against the government that does nothing about many people getting killed daily and large amounts of money missing, so just stop reporting about it. After working 8 hours a day, or not working 8 hours a day, taking into account the unemployment, people don't want to see news reports accusing their president of murdering lawyers. Take my word for it. The liberal media has to be silenced. People will stop being mad at the government and will lead happier, more joyful lives. Well, as far as I know anyways. You guys ever read The Giver? Yeah, kind of like that. Violence is one of the big issues in Guatemala, or so I hear. Personally, never experienced it for myself. But anyways, I guess we can compare peace in Guatemala to something intangible, like the quetzal, the national bird, a wondrous, beautiful, almost mythological symbol of Guatemala. It has much to do with peace. It brings calm and happiness. Also brings bird droppings, which I guess you can relate to peace somehow. Anyways, the bird and peace are also similar because they are both almost extinct in Guatemala. Peace is nowhere to be found except in those very small, very high security areas. Just like the quetzal, which has its nationally funded reserves, but which is not like people who don't get their nationally funded protection. Well, I guess that's a bad analogy after all. But what I'm trying to say is that it seems like the government cares more for these birds than their people, which kind of sucks for you guys. Another big problem I've heard about is corruption, but what I think needs to be done is to ask people what their definition of corruption really is. I mean, what does it matter if someone works so hard to do nothing behind a desk, you know, takes a little money on the side every now and then, or just blatantly steals it to remodel his house? I think people are overreacting a bit when they find out a deputy took my tax money. Stop being a baby about it. These people aren't going to stop anytime soon. You better get used to it. I have a couple more things to say before I depart. First off, if you're having trouble economically, and I hear many are, then I suggest you guys get your own TV show. You're essentially your own boss, the hours are flexible, you get the adoration of millions, you'll eventually get an honorary doctorate for fine arts from some obscure university. Not to mention the pay. Yeah, just some wisdom I wanted to depart with you. Maybe you guys need to ask yourself, if there were more talk shows like the Colbert Report, then maybe there wouldn't be as much widespread poverty and depression. Don't mean much by that. Just something to think about. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It was a true honor.